It's amazing how a simple story about someone going back to college can touch you and inspire you to make a difference. But Mark Hebert is here with a video about someone who'll be getting his degree this spring, 15 years after promising his grandmother that he would.
Right. This is a story about Nate DeSpain. He grew up in Hodgenville, Kentucky, and he's going to be graduating from the University of Louisville. But it took a while to get there. He had promised his grandma, basically on her deathbed, that he was going to go to college. Didn't quite work out that way. Here's Nate's story.
I grew up in Hodgenville, Kentucky, working with my grandmother, Loretta Johnson, and she had an upholstery shop out there. My grandmother went into the hospital unexpectedly. I just graduated high school, and she asked me what I was going to do after graduating. And I really just gave her a generic answer, like, I'm going to go to college. But I had horrible GPA. I had no income. She died that night. It was unexpected. She was really young, about 55 years old, and I ended up being devastated from it. I joined the Marine Corps about 3 months later, and I felt guilty about it. It messed with me as far as like I wanted to make my last words to her count. I finished my 5 years in the Marine Corps, and I ended up being close to homelessness. It was a rough patch. Did some work at the University of Louisville in ophthalmology, and started taking classes. Yeah, I'm a senior in the geography department studying geospatial technologies. And I went storm chasing. We traveled 3,732 miles through 8 states in 8 days. I want to work for the National Weather Service. I want to do studies with drones. Anything I can do to increase my learning is what I'm going to constantly do. But I think that to give back is the most important part for my journey, because I've had a lot of influences to get me where I'm at today.
Mark, what a tremendous story. I mean, every week I think you can't top yourself. I mean, how inspiring.
And very inspiring story. And Nate is he's 34 years old now, and he's one of those students, those non-traditional students that basically came back to college. And we have a lot of them at the University of Louisville. And I think I told you last week, we're coming up on graduation day. It's Mother's Day weekend at U of L, so I'll be bringing you some stories of some other great graduates that we've got coming up. But Nate is a really cool story because he said he wanted to go to work for the National Weather Service. So he's done his senior thesis on 2 of the great tornadoes in Louisville history, one from the 1800s, the most recent being 1974, and the thesis is that what if those tornadoes happened today? Okay, how much damage would they cause if they took the exact same path? And so I think he's presenting to the National Weather Service this week. So
that's tremendous.
So
he's also proof that it's never too late.
Never too late to go back to college and to give your grandmother her dying wish that you go to college. So just awesome. So congratulations to Nate, and thanks to him for serving our country as well.
Absolutely.
He's a veteran.
So what else do you have
going
on?
Well, speaking of the tornado, if you're interested, it's the 45th anniversary this month of the 1974 tornado here in Louisville. And Fred DiGiovanni was a teacher back in 1974 who lived in the Highlands. Tornado hits, he runs out with his camera, takes his bicycle through the Highlands and takes a bunch of pictures of all the damage in the Highlands, right? Goes back 40 years later and takes pictures of the exact same spots. And that is all on display now. All those photos from Fred DiGiovanni are on display at the Ekstrom Library. So you can go in there and look at these really cool photos. Then, 1974, and now what's in those same areas and what's popped up in those areas since the 1974 tornado. So that's kind of cool. And one other thing going on, well, not one other thing, several other things going on at the School of Music this week. We've got concerts, free concerts every night this week at the School of Music. So if you're into jazz, you're into chorus, whatever, look at the schedule on uflnews.com, and you can go to the free concert at the School of Music.
We always love having you. We'll see you here next week.
See you next week, Angie.
You can hear more stories and interviews about the University of Louisville on U of L Today every Monday and Tuesday night at 6 on 93.9 FM and throughout the week on Metro TV and KETKY. For more about U of L and U of L events, go to uflnews.com. We're coming right back with more Great Day Live.